After I made my second Brutal Doom comparison video, thought I was completely over with Brutal Doom. There couldn't be more to cover, right? How much more brutal can Doom be? Oh, man, I was wrong. Well, the mods keep coming and they don't stop coming. Impressive that we're still getting new Brutal Doom mods. I mean, Sergeant Mark IV is still happily working on it, so why should anyone else stop? There's still room for improvement, and somehow, there are still walls left to paint. In this final, I promise, Brutal Doom comparison video, I have picked up a few more mods to show you. Do they add anything different to stand out from the crowd? Let's find out. Brutal Doom Extended Edition is called the Definitive Enhancement mod by the mod author ZVX. Some Brutal Doom add-ons have been modified and integrated to the mod. Bug fixes are also included. Extended Edition adds some new visuals and sprites. There are multiple different sprites for pickups. At first I thought, oh, maybe different medikits give varying health refills. But no, differences are strangely only cosmetic. Gunplay though is the meat and potatoes of a good Doom mod. Once you grab a weapon, you can swap different ammo types or change weapon modifications just by pressing a button, without buying or collecting anything else. Do you think an automatic fire with zero recoil is overpowered? Some of these weapons could be the most overpowered weapons in any Brutal Doom mod.
Surprise, motherfucker!
One of them is the Desert Eagle, which kind of reminds me of the one from Soldier of Fortune. It is so satisfying to explode demons' heads with this hand cannon. It's almost a sniper rifle too, minus the scope. If you grab the same weapon second time, you can dual wield them as a pair. Next one is the Unmaker. Unlike the original one in Doom 64, this beast works as a flamethrower / rocket launcher forged in hell. It uses souls as ammunition, and you get more souls by murdering more zombies and demons. To me, this sounds like a win-win situation, and even the toughest enemies won't survive against its damage. One downside of having such a powerful arsenal is the massive splash damage. Trust me, I burnt my ass and exploded myself to pieces more than I could ever show you. In short, Extended Edition is a good alternative if you want even more access and content from your Brutal Doom mods. Do you guys remember Voxel Doom? It's a mod to replace the sprites in Doom to voxels. This gives the game much more of a 3D shooter vibes, while being authentic. What if the whole game was voxels? Anyway, Brutal Voxel Doom adds some brutal flavor on top of those volumetric pixels. Gameplay is kind of same, with some changes. Dual wielding weapons or throwing grenades is not possible. super shotgun will mess up with your muscle memory because left click shoots one barrel while right click shoots both. And you don't reload shells automatically. The mod also adds some new enemies such as Ogre and Shambler. Yeah, now the game is true 3D, why not add some enemies from Quake? Surprisingly, this isn't the goriest one among Brutal Doom mods. You can't perform glory kills, no rip and tear. Enemies can still be gypped by explosives or berserk punches, but don't expect anything extreme. Once an enemy is dead, their corpse won't get destroyed either. If you didn't find Voxel Doom that engaging, Brutal Voxel Doom might win you over. Those with modding skills and ambition can change Brutal Doom to fit their own liking. Dan's Brutal Doom is one of those mods. This mod is based on Brutal Doom Lite, which explains the simplified gameplay and limited new content. I don't understand why you can't do glory kills anymore, but can still taunt demons. Sticks and stones may break their bones, but you'll need more than words to hurt a bear. When you start a new game, you get a choice of weapons instead of defined player classes. For instance, Psychopath lets you start with a chainsaw, but you don't get any particular bonus or a stronger chainsaw. Weapons vary heavily in their mechanics. Some have secondary fire mods, some none. Rifles need reloading, while auto shotguns don't. Melee weapons, as mentioned, don't have any particular benefit to using them. Dan's Brutal Doom is also not a customizable mod. There are no adjustable settings added. You have to play it the way Dan intended to. If you're okay with this, and if you want a simple but still brutal mod, then go for it. Daniel's Violent Doom is yet another Brutal Doom mod from Dan, aka Sergeant Daniel 12. But there's a twist. This one offers a randomized Brutal Doom experience with some subtractions. What I mean by that is that you can have different varieties of enemies each time you start a level. This could be a both a blessing and a curse. You can get powerful weapons early in game, or very quickly find yourself in a bad situation. Many devastating weapons can be found here, but they're much more scaled back compared to what we've seen before, so you won't get wild modifications and alternate fire modes. There is, however, a basic inventory system, which lets you hoard multiple medikits, grenades, and even sentry turrets. Using them can get you out of a jam. Just like in Dan's Brutal Doom, enemies don't suffer and scream in agony as you may be used to. Once again, you can't perform glory kills and such, but likewise, enemies don't have crazy attack patterns or balance breaking abilities either. Speaking of balance breaking, one thing Brutal Doom brought was changing all hit scan attacks to projectiles. Without that, it would be impossible to survive hordes of zombies gunning you down as soon as you're in their line of sight. Unfortunately, some zombie variants here can be the most dangerous enemies you will encounter. If RNG doesn't favor you, one of them can decimate you in the blink of an eye. Anyone who played Blood will know exactly how unfair this can be sometimes. Do you know why shotgunners don't have super shotguns in Doom 2? For the same reason they didn't give them a BFG. It's completely unfair.
Bullshit!
As if prioritizing enemies in the heat of a combat that you used to treat as trash was not hard enough, sometimes you have to memorize the enemy placements. It really is like playing Blood again, except if Blood had dozens of cultists in every room. Speaking of enemies, there are succubuses now?
You're so vigorous.
I didn't know what to expect. Damn, she handles those projectiles better than the imps. So, in short, Violent Doom is like a hot, spicy pizza with a lot of topping. Give it a try and see if you can take the heat. Merciless Extermination, or just Merciless, is brutal Doom, but with some Doom Eternal influences attached to it. Similar to Doom Eternal, you get the shoulder-mounted grenade launcher and the flame belch as you progress in-game. Stagger an enemy and you can perform a glory kill. Sort of. No special animations here, you just slice them up with a combat knife. Well, at least you can get some health with it. But be warned, health pickups disappear very quickly. Chainsawing enemies gives you extra ammo.
Falcon punch!
Is here as well. It takes some time to replenish it and you can't one-hit kill all enemies. Right off the bat, first thing you notice is the faster gameplay. Enemies constantly infight and charge around as if they're in a sugar rush. Sometimes it feels like zombies don't even bother aiming. Back when I covered Project Brutality, I complained about Doomguy constantly throwing about one-liners. This time I checked the settings and made sure I disabled them, yet I couldn't do this with enemies. And man, they never shut up. They're constantly making search noises, thinking out loud, etc. But maybe you won't find them as annoying as I do. I'm sorry to tell you, but the mod is no longer in development. It's a bit sad to see, because this mod had good potential. Version 0.21 is still playable without much issue, so you can try that. There is, however, a silver lining. The mod author said that she's actively working on Brutal Doom Platinum Edition, another mod I recovered on this channel before. If you enjoyed Platinum Edition, make sure to check the mods page for updates. Finally, there you have it. Now you have even more Brutal Doom mods to play. What about brutal mods for other games? Stay tuned for that. If the mod you're looking for isn't here, make sure to check other two videos. Special thanks to Voxel for helping me on this one. Links to the mods and necessary files will be in the description below. Thanks for watching and take care.